For the last question, we'll have JP Soriano of GMA News.
Secretary Teodoro, Secretary Hexet, welcome to Manila. Can you confirm the current status and estimated arrival date for the deployment of the mid-range capability Typhoon missile from the Indo-PACOM to the Philippines? And since Secretary Teodoro mentioned EDCA, Secretary Hexet, how many more EDCA sites should Manila consider establishing in the Philippines, and how soon could that expansion take place? Additionally, and last question, how do you respond to China's warning regarding military cooperation with Manila, particularly their assertion to the Philippine government that, and I quote Chinese MOFA, nothing good could come from the opening the door or from opening the door to a predator? Thank you.
Go ahead. On the EDCA sites, as I stated earlier, that they will remain as such, and enhanced development will be taken thereon. On the medium-range capabilities, we will neither confirm nor deny any deployments. We will train as we see fit, and the Philippine Armed Forces will equip as it sees fit. And lastly, let the facts speak for themselves. I mean, where did the quote come from on the predator thing? Chinese MOFA. I think their worldview is really quite limited. That's why the robotic quality of their statements. I think that characterizing people who do not appropriate parts of the South China Sea as their own, as they do the 10-dash line, speaks loudly of themselves rather than others. And there was a collatilla to that, I believe, that the Philippines should not be a mouthpiece of any other country. You know, that's once again the product of a limited worldview, of a closed society. We don't practice propaganda in this country. We practice free speech and democracy. So the Philippines is not a mouthpiece, unlike they themselves, who are mouthpieces of Xi Jinping thought. You know, the problem is, you will hear me, the United States will hear me, Filipinos will hear me, but 1 billion or more Chinese won't get to hear what I said.
Powerful words. I will just add two things. There's a long line of countries in the past who have attempted to test U.S. resolve. We are resolved at this time, at this moment, to work with our partners, to reestablish the warrior ethos, to rebuild our military and reestablish deterrence, and come alongside our allies and partners, first and foremost, in this region. And then I also, on behalf of the American people, want to thank the people of the Philippines. I want to thank you for your friendship. I want to thank you for your partnership. I want to thank you for your love of our country and our of yours. It is a long, enduring friendship and partnership. So much so that myself and my team will be heading to the U.S. military cemetery here in the Philippines later on today. Which, shame on me, I knew there was a large one here. I didn't know it was the largest outside of the United States U.S. service member graveyard in the world. What a demonstration of the sacrifice America has been willing to make over decades, the resolve that generations of Americans have been willing to show for the cause of freedom. We don't seek intervention. President Trump has made it clear we don't seek war. We don't seek to nation build. We don't seek to use chess pieces and move them around the board. All we seek is peace. All we seek is freedom and cooperation and mutual benefit. And we find that in friends like our friends in the Philippines. But do not mistake our friendship. Do not mistake our belief in peace and our desire for peace for a lack of resolve. Too many have. And America still stands strong today and will continue into the future.